So in today's video, I am going to be previewing Bradford City versus Mansfield Town. Then in the second part of today's video, I am going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 27 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. We've been having a lot of stop-start over the last couple of weeks. I think we've only played like 2 games in what feels like absolutely forever, to be honest with you. Constant 10-day breaks. I think we played Wimbledon away, then we had a 10-day break. We played Stockport on the 24th, then we've had another 10-day break before this game against Mansfield Town. It's going to be a very, very tough one. In the reverse fixture, we did manage to claim the 3 points with a 2-1 win down at, I want to say it's Field Mill, but then the sponsored name is the One Call Stadium. I'm not really too sure, but it was a big, big 3 points in that day, although Matty Platt got sent off on the hour mark and it was a backs against the wall. There was over 10 minutes of added time. It was a crazy game. If you've not already checked out my match day vlog from that one, then feel free to go do so. But let's waste no further time. Let's get straight on with today's video. Starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table. My team, Bradford City, we currently sit 8th in the table. The first time we've been outside of the playoffs in what feels like a long, long time. After 26 matches, we've got 11 wins, 8 draws, 7 defeats, 31 goals scored, 25 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 6 goal difference and 41 points. Our last couple of games then have been a draw, a loss, a win, and a win. So actually, not too bad, to be honest with you. Pretty inconsistent, especially, no win in our last 3 matches now. But our last couple of matches then been a 0-0 draw away at Stockport County, a 0-0 draw away at AFC Wimbledon, a 2-1 defeat at home to Rochdale, a 3-2 win at home to Salford, a 1-0 win at home to Harrogate Town, and then just before that, we had a 1-0 defeat away at Carlisle United. That then compared though to Mansfield Town, they're currently sat 7th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 27 games, they've got 12 wins, 6 draws, 9 defeats, 40 goals scored, 36 goals conceded. So they score considerably more than us, but they also concede a hell of a lot more than us. That leaves them though on a positive 4 goal difference and 42 points. The last couple of games then been a win, a draw, a loss, and a win. So both teams in some pretty inconsistent form at this moment in time. We're actually bang on in our last 5 matches, apart from they have lost 1 more match than what we have drawn. But Mansfield's last couple of games then been a 4-1 win at home to Doncaster Rovers, a 1-1 draw at home to Crewe Alexandra. Mansfield going down to 10 men in that game. Don't know who got sent off. It was George Maris. So if that was a 3-game ban, he obviously will be banned for this one, but I want to say it was a second yellow card maybe, or it was a denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity, so it might have only been the 1 game, which was this game against Doncaster Rovers. Before that though, they had a 3-2 defeat at home to Barrow, a 2-1 defeat away to Walsall, and then just before that they had a 2-1 win away at Hartlepool. So they're not coming into this on great form, only beating Doncaster and Hartlepool in their last couple of matches. Now we're going to get into the team though that I would go with for this game if I was Mark Hughes. It was actually really, really hard to decide because, well, we've got so many good players at this moment in time, but after the performance against Stockport, it was really hard to pick. I have gone though with a 3-4-1-2 formation because I think if you're playing against a team like Mansfield, we saw in the reverse fixture that we played earlier on in the season, they started out playing a 4-diamond-2 against our 4-2-3-1 and it simply did not work for them. We completely outplayed them. In the second half though, they changed to a 3 at the back, 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it, and we really did struggle against that. So I think it would make sense to match them up. I anticipate Nigel Clough will probably go with a 3 at the back. So I would personally go with a 3 at the back system. In goal for me, I would go with Harry Lewis. I think he's been very, very impressive so far this season. In that game against Stockport, made 1 or 2 absolutely incredible saves. That save where he probably didn't know really too much about it. It just hits him in the face and somehow goes over the bar. Still a brilliant save. It's still another clean sheet for Harry Lewis, one of the best goalkeepers in this league in my opinion. So for me personally, he has to start. Into the back 3 then on the right hand side, I was going to go Timmy Odesina. I've just edged it though with Sam Stubbs. With what extra fans were saying, he's a very, very good defender when he is fit. At this moment in time, he's fit, so I think you've got to play him. But I think with another reason why I would go with the back 3 is because I want Sam Stubbs to play, but I feel like you can't drop Matty Platt and Romney Critchlow. That does obviously leave in the centre to be Matty Platt. Obviously, he's the tallest of the 3. If you're going to play someone in the centre, I would rather it be the tallest because he can maybe cover a little bit more. He's obviously right-footed as well, so on the left side, you want Romney Critchlow, who's got that left foot balance. On the right, you've got Sam Stubbs, who I think is a little bit smaller than Matty Platt, probably a little bit quicker as well. I think that would be a really, really balanced, really nice back 3 in my opinion. Into the 2 wing-backs then, on the right-hand side, I would go with Brad Halliday. I do think he is decent going forward. He's very good defensively, in my opinion, one of the best defensive fullbacks in this league. Going forward, though, I don't think he's too bad. I will be interested to see how he does get on in a wing-back role. Potentially, you put someone like Gilead at wing-back, but I think Halliday's been really good for us so far this season, so for me personally, he has to play. A left wing-back, I would go with Liam Rideout, just simply because Talaji Bowler, his performance against Stockport was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in a Bradford City shirt. Never mind on debut, he was absolutely shocking. The guy can't take a throw, and I'm not going to write him off after one game, but from what I have seen with my own eyes, obviously Matty Folger's been loaned out to Harrogate Town. Liam Rideout has to play this game, unless Talaji Bowler maybe just had an off day. Obviously, he's not really played too much football in his whole career, really, Talaji Bowler. So, for me personally, I go with Liam Rideout. I thought Bowler was really poor against Stockport. Moving in then to the two central midfielders. Firstly, I would go with Alex Gilead. I thought he was really, really good again against Stockport County. Since we've gone to 4 midfielders, like having a defensive midfielder, him and someone else playing as a number 8 and then a number 10, I think he's looked really good there. I don't think he's really worked, though, in like a 2 as like 2 holding midfielders. I don't think he's really looked good there, to be honest with you. But with this formation, he's going to have to play in that role. Partnering Gilead, I would go with Adam Clayton. I was impressed with what I saw from Adam Clayton on his debut against Stockport. Specifically in the first half, obviously, he was closer to the Bradford fans, so it's easier for us to see. He brings a lot of experience, a lot of leadership as well. You know, it showed some nice movement. And Smallwood, for me, just didn't do enough against Stockport County. All he really did all game was just clatter into someone. His set pieces are not very good. I think it might do him good just to come out of the side. I mean, even if you bring him on after 65, 70 minutes, something like that, if we're winning, maybe potentially see the game out. Obviously, that was the perfect role for Jan Songo, but he has obviously been moved on in the January window. But for me personally, I go with Clayton and Gilead in the midfield. I don't really know how he's going to get Clayton, Gilead and Smallwood in a midfield 3 and try and still be offensive. I'm not really too sure. In that number 10 position for me, I would go with Harry Chapman. I think he missed out of the Stockport squad because he had tonsillitis or he was some sort of illness, to be honest with you. Jamie Walker, for me, hasn't done enough this season to warrant a start, obviously. First game back in a long time, first start back in a long time. He got sent off, which his 1 game ban would have applied for, was that game against Stockport County. So for me personally, I think he might be obviously available back to come into the squad, but I would personally rather see Harry Chapman in there at this moment in time. I think he just offers a little bit more than Jamie Walker. Into the 2 strikers then, at first I would go with Andy Cook. There is some question marks over whether Andy Cook is going to be fit for this game or not, because obviously he broke his nose in that game against Stockport County, but if he's fit, Andy Cook should be playing. I've no idea why Hughes is so persistent on playing Vidane Oliver when the guy doesn't even look interested in the majority of the time, especially over the last couple of matches. He did really well in the games against Harrogate and Salford, but over the last few games, he just simply does not look interested. And I think this is kind of probably going to be one of them perfect games now, perfect excuses really for Mark Hughes not to play Andy Cook if he has broke his nose. But I don't really think there needs to be a late check. As long as he's got his mask on to cover his face, I don't really see why you wouldn't play him. He loves a goal in this fixture as well. When he was with Mansfield, he scored against us a couple of times. Since he's been with Bradford City, he scored against Mansfield a couple of times as well, obviously getting the winner in the last 2 trips to Field Mill. Partnering Andy Cook for me then, I would go with Matt Derbyshire. I think Dara Costello has looked absolutely shocking since he's come in from Burnley. I think Aboisa was really poor in the last couple of games, but again, he's been playing out of position as a number 10. So for me personally, I'd like to see Derbyshire partner with Andy Cook because I was quite impressed with what I saw from him on off the bench against Stockport last Tuesday. On the bench then for me, that would leave Colin Doyle, Kieran Kelly, Richie Smallwood, Scott Banks, Jamie Walker, Aboisa and Vidane Oliver, which means the players who would miss out then would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Finn Cousin-Dawson, Oscar Threlkeld, Timmy Odesina, Talaji Bowler, Ryan East, Emmanuel Sidibe, who's probably not too far away now from being involved in the matchday squads, Dion Pereira, Charlie Wood, Thierry Neves, who's probably a little bit harsh and not make my squad, maybe stick him in there over Aboisa and Dara Costello. Now then, let's get into my Game Week 27 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the early kickoff at Newport County versus Swindon Town, I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for Newport. Into the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs then, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Mansfield. It's going to be a very, very tough one, but I just think Mansfield will just edge it in their game away at Bradford City. Carlisle United versus Harrogate Town, I'm going to go with a 3-0 home win for Carlisle. Colchester United versus Barrow AFC, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Colchester in that one. Crewe Alexandra versus Grimsby Town, I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for Crewe. Doncaster Rovers versus Hartlepool United, I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Keith Curle's side. Gillingham FC versus Crawley Town, I think this will be a comfortable 3-0 win for the Gills. Leyton Orient versus AFC Wimbledon, bit of a London derby there, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Northampton Town versus Walsall FC, Walsall signing Jamil Matt and Matt Stevens from Forest Green this transfer window. I think that's 2 unbelievable valuable pieces of business for them there, as well as obviously Jan Songo. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in that game. Salford City versus Rochdale AFC. I'm going to go with a 4-0 home win for Salford in that one. I can't see Jim Bentley having much longer with the Dale, in my opinion. Stockport County versus Tranmere Rovers. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for Stockport. And then finally, Sutton United versus Stevenage FC. I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win for Stevenage in that one. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could generate 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all very soon for another one. Peace.